G'day, this is Peter back with another episode of the Property Club, and today I'm looking at BFS, so Baha'i Financial Services Foreclosed Properties. So at the moment, as of January 2020, there's 432 listings. Okay, so quite a few listings. There is an update saying there's 17 new properties, so we might focus on those ones first. And 20 properties have been removed. Okay, so just an update. Most of these properties, I would say, are still available. Obviously, with COVID-19, I would not expect much is selling. And obviously, if the properties are located outside of your region, because of the lockdown, you can't even get out. So if you're in Manila and you're trying to get to Cebu, good luck to you. If you're trying to get from Angeles to Subic, again, just not possible. For myself, I'm locked down in Subic Bay and I can't leave this small city. So yeah, I'm trapped here until the lockdown ends. So a lot of properties will sit there, and because they're sitting there, you might get a really good deal. So without further delay, let's go through this list and have a look and see if there's any decent bargains to buy. What I'm doing first, I'm just going to have a quick look at these 17 properties. Let's have a quick look here. And I picked this BFS because apparently it says with picture. I hope that's not the picture they're referring to. It's a picture of a icon camera. Oh wow, there's one with a picture. Amazing. Just crazy. Well, the main list, at least the main list, does have pictures. Look, leave this with me for half an hour or so. I'm going to sort through. I'm not going to show you every single property. I'm just going to sort through and try and find probably 10 to 20 properties that I feel are good value. And then we'll come back and I'll show you the ones that I've picked. Okay, so before I get started with this first listing, I spent probably 30-40 minutes going through and looking at properties that are just interesting properties. What I want to say is BFS, this company does seem to focus on properties that are less than 1 million pesos. So everything you see tonight is going to be less than 20,000 US dollars. And some properties you could probably pick up as cheap as 4,000 and 5,000 US dollars. So don't expect anything luxurious. Just very simple province life. So if you're looking to go a bit tribal, you want to get native and in amongst the local provinces, then this might be a good option for you, especially if you've got only a very small budget. Might be a good option. So this first one is in Villamar subdivision in Cagayan de Oro City. Okay, it's got a lot area of 105 square meters and a floor area of 51 square meters. It's priced at 489,000 peso. So only a basic home. And that's the home there. It doesn't have any pictures inside. And yeah, the pictures are a bit annoying. I'm not going to show every single picture because I have to hit back and forth. It's not the best website. But there we go. That's the driveway, so room for a couple of cars. Doesn't look bad, this property. To save time, what I might do is when I move on to each page, I'm actually going to close it. So just moving along. Next one is BFS Foreclosure, Block B6, Lot L2, Villa Candida subdivision. Again in Cagayan de Oro. 487,000 peso. Yeah, personally, I don't know if I could live in something like that. And you'd really have to look inside to see, is it worth living? Is it, worth living there? Can you fix it up, or is it going to have to be totally gutted or knocked down? To be safe, a lot of these properties, you're just looking at land value. Okay, this is interesting. This one is in Bataan. So if you're not sure, Bataan is not too far away from Subic Bay. And it is apparently a subdivision based on this. You can see that here. And this is where the lot is located. In Mountain View Village. So you might want to look that up. Mountain View Village in Bataan. Very, very cheap property. It's just off the national highway there for 480,000 pesos. And let's try and expand that picture. That's the house there. Pretty steep driveway there. And moving along. So this again in San Antonio in Bataan. Actually, San Antonio is a nice area if you're interested in, beaches and this sort of thing. In the area, in the vicinity here, actually there is some nice beaches. So look, again, province life. If you want province life, something very simple, or you're handy, this could be a good option for you. So it just looks like land there. I think there is a house. It looks like it's just like a locally built house. Okay, it just looks like a guy and a pile of bricks. This is what you get. You get these bricks and a stick. Alright, this is an interesting one tonight, guys. You're probably going, Pete, what are you showing me here tonight? Anyway, next, I'm probably going to skip that one. Look, ultimately it's land value. It is a decent area. But just kind of a funny picture there. Okay, the next property is in Bulacan, 448,000 peso. Tiny little house. And this is what it looks like here from the street. Lot area is 88 square meters. That's the street view. If you're interested in the province life, you can own a house for 400,000 peso. I don't know, that house. Look, you can even see someone smashed the windows there. Obviously angry with the resident there. Maybe he'd been cheating or been drunk or something. So something not right there. Or it could be a break-in, one or the other. So not so great. 448,000 peso. I'm just going to rush through these ones, guys. Cagayan de Oro, 444,000 peso. Definitely need some TLC. Look at that road. Wow. Now that's a province road. Okay, in Pangasinan. So Pangasinan is a nice area. Pangasinan's not far from La Union. And beaches, really nice beaches. And La Union and San Juan is really known, the surf capital of the north, of North Luzon. Pangasinan is a pretty cool area. Been there once in my life, and they've got some nice beaches there too. Just looks like land there for this one, and it's priced at 426,000. Let's have a look at that map. So there is a hospital and a high school nearby. Actually got the name of the owner and street. The Barangay Road, Barangay Bicao, Bayambabang, Pangasinan. Moving along. Okay, this is a decent lot. Okay, this is one that stood out to me, and you can see this is actually a good experience for you guys to see what we have to put up with. And I'm telling you, this is one of the good websites, because a lot of the websites, they don't even have pictures. It just says the address, the price, and maybe square meters, and that's it. So what you have to do is you actually have to search for this property or physically go to the location to see it. A lot of these banks are pretty lazy when it comes to listings. So that's the lot. It is 150 square meters, which isn't bad actually in Pampanga, for 400,000 peso per square meter. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my calculator one sec. Actually, I've got my headset on, and I went to grab my calculator. Not going to mention names, but someone keeps grabbing my calculator. I don't know why. It doesn't return it. So I literally went to grab the calculator on the other desk and like almost ripped the headset out, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, 400,000 peso divided by 150 square meters is 2,666,000 peso per square meter, which is really, really cheap, okay? Very, very cheap. Okay, so you can see the road there. It says to Gapan, Olongapo Road. So that way to Olongapo, and if we have a look back, and they should have little arrows there or something so you could, move around. But anyway, it is what it is. That's the village there. So that's the area. Alright, so in the back there, and the picture isn't the greatest. It looks like it was taken in the 1990s. I mean, look at that pixel quality. But in the background there, you can actually see there's some, larger size homes that have been built. So there might be some decent homes in that area. So you wouldn't want to spend too much on a build. Maybe just a local bamboo hut. And look, you might think I'm kidding. I'm not. I've been researching, these like hut houses, these kubu hut houses, and literally you can buy a nice house, made out of bamboo, and the bamboo is pretty strong. It looks cool, like that Filipino, that traditional Filipino style, for a couple 100,000 peso. You don't have to work with concrete. You don't have to work with these concrete blocks because they can be ugly. Look, yes, storms could be an issue. You need to be mindful of that, and hence why probably people go for that beautiful exposed brick look. Yeah, needs a coat of paint or two. But yeah, really good blocks, cheap for only 2,600 peso per square meter. Another one in Pampanga, and this is Rosariville subdivision. Sorry, I'm not familiar with this subdivision. There's some random properties tonight with this BFS. 400,000 peso, okay? And that just shows you some grass. That's the subdivision. A lot of people building in the area. Not a good sign. I mean, look at that grass. It's all overgrown. It's like people maybe just bought lots in here and they've just sat on them for years, and maybe the subdivision didn't go ahead. Very strange, very strange. It's just vacant lots. Not a good sign there. Possibly that's why it's so cheap for 400,000 peso. But again, if you're wanting some, privacy, you're wanting a quiet place to live, this might be an option for you in Pampanga. And look, it is in Pampanga. I mean, ultimately, this is 2,600 peso per square meter. You might say, hey, look, I don't care, Obviously, check it out, see if it's a safe place to live, and if you're comfortable living there, you physically got to check it out, obviously. If you're comfortable living there, then why not? I mean, you could make an offer of 200,000 peso. I mean, seriously, what's that? $4,000, 4,000 US dollars, and build a small house for like $6,000 to $8,000. It's achievable. It's not going to be anything special, but if you've got a very tight budget, this could be an option for you. Okay, so this is the last lot, and actually I preferred this one over the other two. We're going to Fatima Homes subdivision, so I'm just going to show you that one quickly. Let's see if it comes up if I just Google it here. Hopefully it gives me the right one. No, I don't think that's it. So let me just add Pampanga to the end. Actually, this subdivision didn't look half bad, and hence why I just want to show you this quickly. Alright, leads me back to BFS Foreclosures there. That's not a good sign. So yeah, it doesn't really show me much. It leads me back to the same kind of property. But look, it's got examples in the area of similar type properties. Hopefully that helps a little. Let's just have a look at the picture. Actually, you can see the wall there. A lot of these subdivisions, especially in Angeles and Pampanga, they have like this wall surrounding the subdivision. So, the lot is actually against the wall. Again, 150 square meters, and it's 400,000 peso. So it's the same price. Actually, it looks like the same person there, doesn't it? right? Again, this looks like it was taken years ago. You know, I'm expecting that if you went there, most likely it's more developed than what you see here today. Honestly, that looks like it's been taken in the 1990s. So it's been hit and miss. Some of the foreclosures we've seen have been absolute crackers, but this one, yeah, I don't know about this one. Maybe you're a local, maybe you're an OFW and you're familiar with the area and interests you. I'm not sure. Personally, there hasn't been much that really grabs my attention. Maybe to land bank one of those Pampanga lots, but yeah, I definitely couldn't live there, that's for sure. Alright, 400,000 peso. It's in Tarlac. Moving along. I'm just going to speed this up, guys. I don't want to take too long. I'm just going to show you really, really quickly. So this next one is in Cebu. Okay, Minglanilla. Minglanilla. I think I pronounced that right. In Cebu. It's a lot area of 76 square meters, and this is what it looks like. It's a wreck. And what you'll notice is it's a small block of land. It's 76 square meters, and what happens in the Philippines is they build upwards to maximize, the space. So they go and build 2 and 3 stories. So it looks like someone ran out of money there. But then they have a picture of this, which doesn't look half bad. So is it this house, or is just, I don't know, this is a street view. It's almost like these banks want you to be psychic, okay? They want you to be psychic to kind of work out what these properties are. I think this is just a street view. And, I mean, it's either this thing to the right-hand side that's multiple stories, and someone's kind of like living there in a half-built structure, or it's this little house in front that doesn't look too bad. It actually looks half livable. Moving along. So that one looks tiny. How big is the lot area? That's only 50 square meters. It's absolutely tiny. And it kind of looks like a Art Deco prison. Honestly. It does. Look at it. Looks like an Art Deco prison. Look at those bars. Yeah, don't know if I could live there, that's for sure. Wow. So yeah, 50 square meters, 254,000 peso. Doesn't interest you, but it might interest me. Okay, finally. Something I can relate to. Here we go. Foreclosed property in Subic Hills village in Subic Bay, Zambales. Now, it's only a very small lot. It's 70 square meters, okay? But it's extremely cheap, and it's in a really nice area, believe it or not. And this is the thing, honestly speaking, you need to do your research on some of these areas. You might find, like those Pampanga lots, they didn't look half bad. Honestly, if you actually went there, you might actually be surprised. It might actually be decent, okay? And what I find in a lot of these areas, people are actually really friendly. So just get out and talk to people, and people will quickly tell you about the local area. So anyway, this one, 224,000 peso divided by 70 square meters is 3,200 peso per square meter, which is pretty cheap. And this is not far. Let me just show you. You got some, looks like banana trees there, and like literally just some tiny bamboo shack, and then you got these roads that are totally cracked. Now this could be an old photo, because I tell you, actually where I am in Subic Bay, okay, where I am in Subic, the roads actually looked like that when I actually first bought the house. But if you've seen one of my more recent videos walking around the village, they resurfaced and retarmacked the whole area, the whole location. So it's possible that this is an old photo and the road has been restored. You just don't know until you go there. So here we are. This is where it is. It's in Subic Hills village in phase 2, and it says it's just off the national highway. So if you're familiar with it, you got Subic Hills, and then you go this way, which looks like on the map that's pointing south. And if you go south, that comes into Barreto, so it's not too far from Subic Town. You got Subic Town, and then you got Barreto, and then from Barreto you keep going through to Olongapo City and Subic Freeport. Okay, so actually this is not a bad location at all, and the price is extremely cheap, extremely cheap. So if you just want to, live a very modest existence, this could be a nice place to build a small house, for 300,000 or 400,000 peso, just a small, maybe 60, 70 square meter, 1 or 2 bedroom house, and if you're handy, you might even build something yourself. That's a good thing about the provinces and areas like this. The restrictions, I mean, it's not like back home. It's easy to get planning permissions and build what you want in these areas. Okay, next one. This doesn't look half bad. This is 771, okay, thousand peso. So, yeah, we're talking a bit more money here. The area is also decent as well. This is in Laguna, in Calamba. It's a lot area. It's very, very small though. Very, very small. It's 35 square meters. So I think based on the lot area, it's pretty expensive. Okay, it's quite expensive. You can see again the windows look like they've been shot out, but the house, look, it's not that bad. A good example is honestly like my partner, Arianne. Her family lives in a house that's not different to this. It's very similar to this. And look, I've been there, and it's a small home. It's a very small home. It's a very modest home, but the family lives there and they're happy living there. And actually, the neighbors in the local area are very friendly. The other thing is this is a good area. Laguna is a decent area. She's actually from Cavite. But yeah, it's not a bad area. I think the price, honestly, based on the lot area being only 35 square meters, is a bit much. 771. I think realistically for the money, you'd probably be looking at like 300,000 peso for something like this. I think 771,000 peso is just far too much. Moving along. So this one is in Surigao. Surigao. It actually looks like originally this was a nice house, and you can see what it looks like. They've either boarded up the windows or their shutters. I'm assuming they're, the house has maybe sat vacant for a number of years or something, and they've just boarded up the windows with old steel. I doubt they installed shutters, but I can imagine that when this was first built, this would have been a decent looking property. It's a shame to have let that go. And the picture actually says 2015. Right, so I mean, if this was 2015, how bad does it look now in 2020? So 555,000 peso. And that's the street. This is province life, guys. It's just a lot here. Very small floor area. I don't know why they've even got floor area. Doesn't even look like there's a house there. It just looks like a lot. That's weird. But 216,000 peso. Very cheap. Okay, San Fernando, Pampanga. Lot area 300 square meters. That's actually a really sizable lot. But you can see here, it's the most expensive property that we've seen here tonight, actually. It's 1.4 million. Would you pay that? No. You definitely want to score this under a million peso. At the end of the day, it is a sizable property, being 300 square meters, and to be able to find that in San Fernando is not bad. Obviously, San Fernando, it's got a lot going for itself. Lot developing and being built out that way. You've got big malls and this sort of thing. Yeah, that house looks in very, very poor condition. I mean, look at that roof. It looks like it's sat next to the sea and just rusted out. Look at that. Yeah, I cannot see anyone paying 1.4 million peso for that, really. But the lot is decent. I will give them that. Santa Maria, Bulacan. Actually, this looks not bad. Well, in comparison to what we've seen, it's not actually that bad. It's in Bulacan, 182 square meters. Let's just increase the size of this picture. What do you think? I want some feedback. What do you think of this video? Is this interesting? Is this insightful for you? Or do you just have no interest in these properties or this video whatsoever? You think I've gone down the wrong path here? I don't know. Tell me, what do you think? It might interest some people. So who knows? Actually, that property does look salvageable. It looks like, it's had a lot of rain over the years. Needs a good, gurney. You get one of these pressure hoses out the front and spray it. Maybe replace and fix up the roof and repaint it. It might be okay there in Bulacan. Again, 1.3, probably wouldn't want to pay that for it. Okay, so there's a prison here for sale, at least it looks like it. I guess it's for security. Actually, it looks like a decent looking house. Looks like they've layered it with tiles or something in the front here. But for safety, they've got this, security screen in the front. Actually, I can imagine when this was first built that this would have been a nice looking home. It might look terrible inside, who knows. Actually, from the side there, it doesn't look that bad. And for 1 million peso in Cagayan de Oro, CDO. Next one, again in CDO. I like these old style, bay windows of the houses. I think this property, of all the properties that we've seen tonight, this is a decent property and probably could be saved. And I can imagine, and look, I'm a handy person. I'll go to the Home Depot. I'd rather spend time and get my hands dirty, right, than pay someone else to do it for me. And the other thing about the Philippines is labor is cheap, so you can get, an offsider cheaply to help you work and do some of that grunt work to get the job done. Actually, that house doesn't look bad at all. That's probably one of the better looking houses we've seen tonight. It just needs some TLC, that's it. The roof too, I'd be worried about water damage. That's the big thing there. The roof might need some fixing. At the very least, some patching. Okay, Laguna. Here we go. This is a decent one. Here we go. It's in Laguna, and it's 180 square meters. It's only a small little house. But it looks decent. Yeah, it looks nice. Again, just little things like you could just render those bricks at the front. Obviously get the gurney, hose it down first and then just render it and repaint the front, just the front fence. Just a couple of licks of paint and make sure that, it's not getting any water through during rain season, which we're moving into now. And that'd be a cute little property. So going back, let's see if there's any other pictures of this one. It's just the road. But I will show you the map. Let's just bring that up. So SM's nearby, you've got pure gold, and they call this Pitamini Village 2. And it's not far from the SLEX and Manila, so not far from Manila. So actually decent property, or decent priced property I should say, being so close to Manila. Not bad at all actually. That's probably high on my list. Again, what would I pay for that? COVID-19, guys, you got to be aggressive. Knock 400,000 off, and maybe you'd buy maybe 600,000 pesos, something like that. Also, you got to go into these properties. You got to have a look internally. You got to check the water. Is the water okay? Is the plumbing okay? Does it have water damage? What condition is it internally? It's really deceptive just looking at the pictures. Really, really hard to say without going there. Anyway, this is a decent one. This is in Rizal, Antipolo. If you're not familiar with Antipolo, it's not far from Manila either. Yeah, that doesn't say much. I mean, that photo looks like it's taken in 2007. Who knows what it looks like now? Maybe that's when they gave them the loan. Who knows what it looks like now? But nice area. You know, you got the hills, the rolling hills in Rizal, and it is a nice looking area. Antipolo. Okay, can't see much there. Got a lot of trees covering the property, yeah. That for $1 million? I don't know. I'm saying no, that's a pass for me. Okay, was this one okay? Yeah, this one looked alright. Again, 162 square meters in Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa Laguna for 896,000 pesos. That's not bad. It's not bad. Let's bring that up. Yeah, it looks okay actually. That looks like a carport that's actually collapsed though. I mean, the roof on the house looks like it's holding, but yeah, you really have to get inside this one. I like the area. Santa Rosa is a nice area actually. I could live there. Not in this house. I probably wouldn't live in this house. But, you know, if I needed to, I probably would. And I do like the area. It's not a bad area. Santa Rosa. Focus, please. Okay, I'm skipping this one because they can't even focus the camera. 846,000 peso, and that's the picture you get. Come on. Focus the camera, please. Quezon Province. So Quezon Province is down south from us here. 829,000 peso. Let's have a look at the picture. And it is a 180 square meter lot. Looks like an old Filipino style home, traditional home. And someone needs to clear that roadway. I mean, that's a bit weird. I mean, the road is getting overgrown. I mean, just get the snippers out. It looks like no one's lived there for a while. Get the snippers out and just snip the hedges, guys. Come on. Quezon Province. 829,000 peso. Really hard to tell on this one. I don't know, just have a map. I wish they had a proper map as well. Like, why do they use these drawings? I mean, this just makes it hard. I mean, seriously, surely there'd be a map down here. There's no map. There isn't. Oh, this is interesting. Look, how to own a BFS home. If really you want one, or if you've got a tight budget, then maybe. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, and then get approved. So, yeah, choose your property. Mate, before I'm choosing my property, I'm going to be putting in an offer, that's for sure. Right, and then it's saying, you know, you need all these documents, right? All these documents. Obviously, they're saying you do need to look at the property. They want you to see it before actually going inside. I wonder if people buy properties like this. You know what would be fun? Can you imagine if someone, like literally, like someone crazy like me, you know, went online and just bought one of these properties, like 200,000 peso property, sight unseen. I should do like a GoFundMe. I'm gonna buy a random foreclosure property. That'd be hilarious. Literally buy it sight unseen, right? Maybe the photos are from 2007, and then go there and film it, and film the experience, and actually having to fix up the property and maybe give it away to a local or something. Okay, this is an interesting property. Again, Subic Zambales, guys. So please don't fall asleep on me halfway through this video. Well, we're nearing the end anyway. Subic Zambales, lot area 252 square meters. Floor area 1 square meter. Wow, that's big. No, I think, look, it's been knocked down. I'm assuming that there was something wrong with the property. Or maybe it was a demolition job and they were going to go and demolish it and build something, and then they ran out of money or something. Or maybe, the local government came in and said, this house is unlivable, it's dangerous, we're going to knock it down, you can't live here. That's possible. Okay, definitely possible. It looks like there's a lot of junk in the front yard there as well. But yeah, look, it's in Subic Executive Village, okay, in Subic, Zambales. So actually it's a decent area. It's 817,000 peso. It is a decent lot size, 252. Obviously you would want to haggle on this pretty aggressively. You wouldn't want to pay that for it. Just seems all the prices there, they're asking a bit much. You definitely have to negotiate on pretty much everything that's been listed here tonight. So there's the map. Okay, let me just work this out. So that's the village. You got National Highway cruises around and then goes towards Subic Freeport and Olongapo. And there, not far from there, is also the Subic Market. So you got the markets very close by for fruit and veg, buying some fish and this sort of thing. Okay, Laguna, another property in Laguna, but again, it's tiny. This looks very similar to the other property. Let's just try and expand that. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Looks like it's in the same, row of houses or something. This looks like it's in slightly better condition. You can see on the top floor they've kind of put these, some kind of plastic or something to keep the rain out, the water out. It's a bit of a worry, but it does look like it's in a little bit better condition. Again, they're asking too much. I don't know if I'd even buy this for half of what they're asking. The lot size is just too small. 35 square meters. Interesting vlog tonight. Don't worry guys, the next one will be better. This is kind of random tonight, just something different. Okay, Laguna again. See, Laguna I don't mind, I like the area, but just the lot size is so small. Look at that. Okay, so it's getting better, it's looking a bit better. Just hate the color, pink. I mean, your girlfriend might like it. She might be interested in living there. Not sure. Don't think mine would. And that's the map. Laguna. Anyway, nothing overly exciting, but what can you expect? It's kind of, and this is the last one, and I don't even think I want to bring up this picture. I'm just going to bring it up for fun. And we'll close on this note. Look at that. Looks like it's in terrible condition. Terrible condition. So no wonder, people have handed back the keys on some of these properties tonight. Guys, wow. So honestly, look, to be fair, there's probably some gems in there, but you physically need to go out there. I think the properties that, I like the most are the lots of land in Pampanga and Subic. Definitely worthy of actually going out there, driving out there and having a look at the land to see if it's decent. Obviously, if you're on a tight budget, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can buy something cheaply, get a local to build something on the cheap. Maybe you buy a block of land for 200 or 300,000 peso in Pampanga or Subic Bay, and you build for 300 or 400,000. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But obviously, you've got to just, be concerned about security. What's the security like in the area? Do the people seem nice in the area? Are they friendly? This sort of thing. The other thing is you could be looking for a house for your partner. You could be an OFW and you're looking for a house for your family or something, and you want to buy a house for your parents or something because they're from Pampanga or Subic or Laguna. Might be a good option. So don't just discount these things. I think it's definitely worth looking at some of these properties, but you've got to be careful, especially with the ones that are already built. I prefer the plots of land where you can construct something of your own on it, because like that improvement, I mean, who wants to buy that? No one wants to buy that. Okay, it's a tiny townhouse. It looks like it needs so much work. You're better off and the lot size is tiny. It's just so small, 35 square meter lot size. But that's normal in the Philippines, guys. That is normal. Like I said, in the Philippines, what they do is they maximize, the lot. They build on every square inch of the lot, okay? And that's what they've done here. That's what it's about. So lot size is never really a big concern because they just build upwards. They think about the airspace, and it's intelligent because they're making the most of what they have. That's definitely important. But anyway, guys, that's it. I'm a bit drained from that one. Look, some of these videos you're gonna have some luck and go, wow, there's some great properties. I think, to be fair, we probably lucked out tonight, but it is interesting just having a look through. Sorry, BFS. I personally am going to pass on these properties, except for one. There's one property in Subic that I did see on that list that I will actually go and have a look at. I think it might be worthy of just land banking, and that was actually the one on the bigger size lot allotment. That might be worthy if you can pick it up for a really, really cheap price. Anyway, thanks a lot. Have a great night, and bye for now. Double thumbs up. Bye-bye.